G'day guys, Brett Hoare here. Check out what follows this. Gonna use some footage that I have borrowed from other YouTube creators, other places, other bits and pieces we've seen. Not my original footage, but just some of the really cool highlights of where ProMod came from. Check it out, I hope you enjoy. Make sure if you're on YouTube, mash subscribe and the notifications button. If you're seeing this on Facebook, TikTok, please follow along for more ProMod stuff.
Group Tour. Bill Pullman in the Summit Racing Equipment 1968 Corvette unloads a 6.20 second world record to stun the fans. Fast forward to late August of the year 2000, where at Joliet, Illinois' Route 66 Raceway, Pullman lowers his own world record to an incredible 6.16 seconds in front of a packed house. Then came Columbus, Ohio. At National Trail Raceway, Pullman was faced with the best atmospheric conditions of the year, and he used them to his advantage to uncork an incredible 6.00 second run that heralded the possibility of a 5-second quarter-mile effort before the end of the season.
And that means someone like Bill Pullman may break into the fives, but our first round of competition, Doug Winters and this man, Gary Ellis. Now, he didn't actually qualify for the event. Why is he here? Brett Kepner explains. Round number one, Gary Ellis standing in as a substitute alternate to be racing against Doug Winters. Oh, it looked like Ellis had him off the line. Winters pulls it out, 672, 205 miles per hour for the 1958 Corvette. He'll go on to show in spite of the very cold temperatures down in the 50s here. And here comes Mr. 200 mile per hour Bill Pullman. Now, in case you're not right up on top of all the drag racing legendary here, Bill Pullman has the nickname of 200 mile per hour because he was the first man to break the 200 mile per hour barrier in a full body door slammer passenger car. He did that in a pro modified car. Well, actually, it was a top sportsman car. Later became a pro modified. Now, a number of years later, he wants to be the first man to break the 5-second barrier in a full body door slammer car. Let's see if he can do it. Remember, he's run a 6 flat. He has the temperature. Oh, tire shake caused him to lift just a little bit. That may be it. Oh, the car explodes, ladies and gentlemen. The whole bottom end blew out of the car. Then the blower came off. Pullman, obviously blinded by the flames, the smoke, and possibly some oil, slid over and hit that firewall. Vicky Shields, his crew chief, will be on her way down there to try and help Bill out. Meanwhile, the safety crew from Virginia Motorsports Park arriving on the scene right now. That car burning violently, and I do not see any sign of Bill Pullman getting out of that car. They'll start exhausting the flame. Working first on the passenger side. A reminder, Bill Pullman is over there on the other side of the car, on the driver's side. Now they turn a second fire extinguisher on the flame, but still working on that passenger side.
Shoot it up in there.
Bill Pullman still not getting out of the car. Look at the blower completely off the engine right there as the body continues to burn. The tires are on fire. Now Jeff Brozovich arrives on the scene. One of Bill's competitors. He's going to try and get him out of the car. He jerks open one door. He'll go to the other side, jerk that door open. It looks like the crewmen are going to rescue Bill Pullman. Jeff has a fire suit on. He's going in. He's pulling Bill Pullman out of the car while the safety crew continues to extinguish the fire.
Sweetheart, it's easier said than done. There's a heavy fire on the
Roll him out. Roll him out on the
head right.
Now they've got Pullman out. He is unconscious.
You're okay, Bill. We got you, buddy.
Let's take a look at what happened one more time. Pullman exploded right before the lights. Looks like the lower end of the car came out first. And there, the carnage. That's all that's left of that Hemi-headed Chevrolet engine. Bill Pullman has run so successfully, came so close to breaking the fives, and now this drastic setback. We'll get you a medical update on Bill right now. Brett Kepner is on the scene.
Well, Ted, just under the cylinder heads of Bill Pullman's Fontana Hemi is probably the single greatest devastation we've ever seen in one of these cars. You'll notice that the block is literally gone. The crankshaft obviously exposed. That, of course, sent the top of the supercharger completely off, and it came apart like none we've ever seen.
All right, thank you, Brett. And Bill Coleman has been loaded in that medevac helicopter. He is in stable condition. We'll give you a further update before the end of the show. We'll be back with more. Petersburg, Virginia, that's all that's left of Bill Coleman's engine. Unbelievable. By the way, the report from the hospital, Bill Coleman will recuperate. He may be out of the hospital by the time that you view this program, if not very soon. Winners backing future. Up, preparing for that Nitro Coupe final. Winners, who has had a pretty good year this year, had a rough start, and you heard Brett tell you the story about Dave Graytech, how he had to abandon that 37 Chevrolet Coupe on board with Graytech. Through the lights, he throws the parachute. That's what you saw overhead right there, and wins the race.
And he's right. 6:97. Look at that, Randy Haggerty with the fastest time of elimination. Look at that run. 6:96, 193 miles an hour. Trevor Lowe's crew going crazy.
Slammer to go 200 miles per hour in the quarter mile. Bill Coleman, just one of the many Nitrous Pro Modifieds you'll be seeing here at the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend.
AC Delco brings you the Nitrous Outlaws of drag racing's most popular class. 200 mile per hour fury. 6-second elapsed time. This is drag racing entertainment as you've never seen before. Ferocious, awesome machines in stock body cars over 200 miles an hour in 6 seconds. 600 to 700 cubic inch engines on Nitrous Superstars of championship drag racing. mile-per-hour door slammers and 6-second elapsed times. Star Weekend. I'm John Lundberg, and we're coming to you today from Milan Drag Lane near Detroit, Michigan. All right, John, we're ready to go as number 2 qualifier Robbie Vandergriff at 724, 200 miles per hour takes on Carl Moyer's beautiful 63 Corvette Stingray. All right, they're ready to move. The Nitrous is out. Red light for the Corvette. Robbie Vandergriff has a lot of tire shake, but he's way out in the lead, and the soft seal Chevrolet off to a beautiful pass. 739 at 182.92.
The soft seal 1957 Chevrolet Pro Modified of Robbie Vandergriff. Great looking and great running automobile. Tell us about the Pro Modified class. Where do you see it going?
That's a great category. You know, I envision it taking over some of the areas of Pro Stock and pure funny cars develop. Got some real good competitors. It's got a lot of support from both the sponsorship end, from the sanctioning body group, and also from the racers. You know, whereas we came out with cars, there were 3 or 4 of these cars initially. Now there are probably 15, 16 of the older cars, plus 20 to 30 of the late model vehicles. So, you know, we're real interested to see where it's going. I'm going to stick with it.
Rob, for the public that doesn't know the difference between a sandbox and a shoebox, tell us something about the difference between, say, Coolman's Beretta and your 57 Chevy.
Basically, a shoebox is nothing but a similarity to an actual shoebox. The car's rectangular in shape. It's got a lot of frontal area. Just a big car. Like Coleman's Beretta, you know, it's a sleek, late model aerodynamic vehicle. You know, it's designed to run 200 miles an hour. This thing takes a whole lot more power to make it run 200 than like Coleman's car. So we make up the difference in driving.
One of the founding fathers of Pro Modified is Mike Thermos. He's the president of NOS Systems. Let's find out more about nitrous oxide.
Well, nitrous oxide is an oxidizing agent. When properly used in an engine, will allow that engine to burn more fuel. The more fuel you burn in a given amount of time, the more power the engine makes. The nitrous oxide allows you to burn that extra fuel, and that's why you see performances like you see today. You'll see these cars purge at the starting line, and that's nitrous oxide being purged off, getting the car ready to make a pass. I'd like to show you just how the nitrous system works on this car. What we have here is a two-stage system. The first stage is used upon the launch of the car. It has X amount of horsepower. After the car's underway, Robbie hits the second button, which allows the car to add more nitrous. This gives the car the tremendous top-end charge that it has. This is the first stage. This is what he launches the car on. The nitrous comes out of this solenoid, the fuel comes out of this one. It is applied in a fogger nozzle right here. The second stage, after the car's underway, he hits a second button. This is attached to these set of fogger nozzles. These are applied at about half track. This gives the car tremendous power all the way down the course.
You know, an interesting situation came about yesterday, John. In an early morning run, he started the motor. His first motor is the motor he wanted to go with this weekend, and it started smoking. And he took and put in a backup motor, and he didn't even test it.
Well, it's very unique. They didn't even have an opportunity to lash the valves on that engine. Bill has 5 engines that he keeps for the drag racing season. 2 are now back at Sonny Leonard's being rebuilt. 1 is in the mail. He had 1 in the race car and is now running on his 5th engine, and he set low elapsed time of the race. He did it again at 7:19. No doubt about it. Bill Coleman is on a running fever, Johnny Moto. It's time to stage as the semifinal round first heat puts Bill Coleman against Mark Carter. Coleman closest to you, and you see the steam which appears to be coming out of the hood is actually Coleman purging all of the oxygen of the nitrous oxide system that feeds the heart of his mighty 622 cubic inch Sonny Leonard built Chevrolet engine.
The Okerachee, Oklahoma-based Carter Chevrolet machine in the right lane now running the injected alcohol. He's going to want to cut a light here, John, no doubt about it.
Well, let's see what happens. We have a green light, and it's Coleman, wire to wire. Coleman led from the start. Coleman in high gear. Coleman driving away. Bill Coleman goes 773 in a 1989 Corvette built by Gary Ajak, powered by a 615 cubic inch Sonny Leonard Chevy V8. And coming out against him is that amazing shoebox, Johnny.
57 Chevrolet, Robbie Vandergrift. You know what's interesting, John? The semifinals have brought the top 4 qualifiers
and they have
against
decided to cut Eldridge's engine off.
Well, this looks like it's going to be a single pass. Now, will he drop the hammer on this machine? It'll be interesting to see. Now, Coleman is down to his last motor. So the final round, this is going to be an interesting race.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens when these 2 guys get together in a final. Here goes Robbie Vandergrift. You notice that tremendous tire shake on the 1-2 shift. Brandon Vandergrift clicks it off 1,000 feet down course and coasts to the end of the quarter mile at 776, 140.62.
Yeah, we got Vandergrift and Coleman coming up. All right, send them through.
You know, Johnny Moto, the rivalry that exists between the shoebox and the Beretta is incredible.
Well, a couple great drivers, the competition fierce, and it's going to be a heavy round between these 2 knockout artists. Chevrolet in the right lane. Now, it was Vandergrift who really shook his tires coming off the launch pad. And hopefully that won't happen to him now because he's dealing with a tough customer, Bill Coleman.
Well, he had to dial a car in. He did that tire-shaking run in the right lane where he's now staged against Coleman. Let's see what happens now as the 2 cars roll into stage for the Pro Modified Final.
Neither driver wants to go into the beams, John, and I'll tell you what, there is a heavy psych match going on right now.
The engines are getting hot. These two 1,500 horsepower monsters refuse to stage, Johnny. They've been in it for over a minute now. Engine's getting warm. Clutch is getting warm. Nobody wants to move.
The starter's going crazy, John. Neither driver wants to go into the beams. They're going to have to do something quick. Things are going to change quickly. Things are going to heat up.
Incredible action. They both stage at the same time. They're out of the gate. Rob Vandergrift's in the lead, but here comes Coleman. It's third gear time. Coleman starts to make his move at the high end of the quarter mile. Bill Coleman wins.
What a race, John!
Bill Coleman, 740 at 194.80. Vandergrift runs 739.